Catch past episodes of Create, Build, and Manage Daily on demand. Go to bizvod.com for details.
How important is self-connection to your journey? That's what we're going to talk about in our next segment as we talk about the connection between self-awareness and growth. In the studio joining me right now is Antoinette, and I was going to try to say your last name, but I'm going to chicken out on it. Give me your last name again.
Jomboa Fambad.
What she said. No, I'm so glad you're here tonight. I appreciate your time. And where are you originally from?
Well, I was born in Cameroon, West Africa. I immigrated to the United States when I was 20 years old. So most of my adult life has been here, and it's been a beautiful journey. I'm very grateful for what this country has been able to afford me, and I look forward to the future.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your journey. When did you become self-aware through this process and start to understand its importance?
You know, a lot of people ask me that question, and I truly believe that, I was, as young as I was very, very self-aware, but I wasn't expressive of it. So when I turned 37, I went through a journey, and I went through a journey of really rediscovering myself and understanding exactly what I needed to connect myself with, to grow myself, and understanding how to teach that to other people. So I went through that journey, and the key to living any successful life or happy life or a fulfilling life is when you actually understand who you are and how you can use that to contribute to your community, because you contribute authentically. And so all the stresses of life, like trying to people please or staying in a career or a relationship that doesn't fulfill you, you tend to reevaluate those quite quickly than certain people that would live through it for longer periods of time. So I just fell in love with, the positivity of self-connection and how much that can help people grow. So
it really is true. And it's almost like I think most people get in their 40s before they start to notice that, right?
Very true.
And that's why I kind of, talk about like, man, that's the most attractive stage, because you're aware of yourself. You're not worried about, like you said, people pleasing. Mm-hmm. But man, if you could take the power and teach somebody when they're just starting their 20s, that would be awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Because the good thing is that the younger generation, they're so exposed to a lot of information, and they're less attracted to, the rituals of back when we grew up. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. And they're more in alignment with trying to choose their pathway. But there's also those, crucial aspects of responsibility and accountability that I feel like the younger generation needs to maybe learn more with this newfound freedom that they have with the information that they receive in the world out there. So finding a way to, meet in the middle for them to not only being self-connected, but to also understand that being self-connected is a responsibility and comes with a lot of, taking accountability for how you contribute out there in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah. Once you know what you're supposed to be doing, get to doing it. And what about personal growth? I mean, that's not I grew, I'm done.
No.
It's ongoing, right?
It's ongoing to the day you leave this earth. You're always changing and always growing. What's crucial to remember is why you're growing. Are you growing into the direction that you want to grow? Is it intentional? Like, how is that serving you and how is that serving other people? Can you stand by it if you had to? Does it align with your values? So you have to think about all these things as you grow and change. And change is scary for anybody. Imagine you and me were, 40 years old and you've been this person and now you have to transition into being another person or into living like in another state of mind. It takes a lot, even not just for you, but also your community. So, but it's the best thing I think anybody can do for themselves is to grow themselves.
I'm going to put your website on the screen for those who are watching on Biz TV. I love the website name, healloveandgrow.com. You can't get any even more basic than that. That's the process, healloveandgrow.com. Walk me through how you help your clients through that process of becoming self-aware and then starting to grow.
The first thing I tell my clients to remember is the power of intentions. Intentions are everything. I truly, truly believe that if you know your intentions, it doesn't matter how little of something you're doing or how big. If your intentions stay true to that, and whatever intention you put in, that's what you get out. So it's not like I'm just saying, oh, be intentional. Be intentional and be mindful that if your intentions are, not for good, then that's what you get. So if your intentions are good and you really want to grow in anything, that is crucial. The second thing I usually tell people is self-validation. You have to learn to trust yourself. You have to learn that there's a reason why, the universe is speaking to you, like telling you, okay, this is what you need to do. There's a reason why you feel like you need to go that way. So you have to trust yourself throughout the journey and depend more on yourself than other people. Third thing is the power of authenticity. A lot of people tend not to recognize that we're also very different. There's a reason why we're so different, because you have something that I don't, and the next person has something that we don't. And that is your gift. And it's so important that you never, ever try to water that down. You try to assimilate it into whatever you're doing, because that's your sauce, that's your power. And I tell all my clients that, to remember that. And then the fourth and final thing is to remember that at the end of the day, you have to be okay with yourself. You have to ask yourself, what is my soul like? Doesn't matter what environment, whether it be at your job, at home with your kids, and then you have to be open to grow. So that's key important
I was just thinking, as you're talking about that process, I think so many of us are scared to take that leap because we think about the immediate, providing for our family. And like in some cases, you may have to quit your job and start something on your own. And that's so incredibly scary. Do you think as the world is shifting post-pandemic and we're at home and do you think we're more open to that in general?
Yeah, I absolutely think so. The problem is a lot of people try to jump from 0 to 100. You cannot do that because that's not practical. You still have to be realistic. So you can always start. You can still have a job, but you find that thing that moves you, and you spend time. You give time to it. Maybe the weekend. Maybe give up hours of maybe hanging out or TV time, and just put time into it. Don't put it in for the purpose of I want to make money out of it, or do it for the purpose of I want to enrich my life, because you know that it will grow you, and if you grow, then all the other areas of your life will grow too. And you'll be surprised, you feel more joy, and that can actually even impact how you relate to the job that you actually don't like. And then it slowly grows from there. But the more you consistency is so key. Practice, practice, practice. To build any new habit or assimilate any new thing into your life, you have to practice over and over.
That's great advice. So maybe your passion is not in the work, maybe the work provides the means to do your passion. I like that. Yes. Website again is healloveandgrow.com. Healloveandgrow.com. Thank you so much. Great information. Stick around. This is Create, Build, and Manage Daily.